Well, he knows God and he knows everything that God can do. If we think that the beatific vision is a sharing in God's knowledge, then I think we have to start by thinking with what God knows. Well, God, by an infinite act of knowledge, knows through his own essence. He knows himself, the Trinity of divine persons. He knows his own power. He knows all that he can do. So the beatific vision and Christ's beatific vision are going to be a sharing in that. But Aquinas is also very aware that when we have the beatific vision, though we may receive this infinite means of knowledge, the divine essence, our act of knowledge is still a finite act, and our minds, though they may be elevated by a heavenly light, well, we're still in the realm of the finite, of the limited. So when we have this sharing in divine knowledge, our finite act of knowledge still can't capture everything that can be known through the divine essence. Only God, through his own infinity, his own infinite act of knowledge, can take full advantage of knowledge through himself and know everything that can be known. So are we putting limitations on what Christ knows in the beatific vision? Well, we are saying that there's maybe some things that he doesn't know. But let's first of all think about God, because God is the first thing that Christ knows in the beatific vision. He is the divine Son of the Father, and his divine knowledge is, as it were, focused on the Father. So when he receives a sharing of that divine knowledge in his human mind, it's knowledge first of all of the Father. And we see this pattern in the Gospels, where he has this perfect knowledge and love of his Father. But let's imagine that there are a lot of people who can all see the same object. They may see all the same thing, but some people have keener eyesight than others, so some might see more clearly than others. They're all seeing the same thing, but they're seeing it with a greater or lesser intensity of vision. Aquinas sees our beatific vision in heaven as something like that. We all will see the essence of God through the essence of God, but in our own different ways we will all have different levels of sharing in that blessed vision. Some will see more clearly than others, and hence some may know more in God than others. But Aquinas thinks that every saint will have the kind of knowledge, the level of knowledge that's exactly right for them, and will be the right reward for the love that they've had for God in this life. Now, he puts Christ at the top of those. He doesn't think that Christ can humanly have an infinite knowledge. He will fall short of that like every other creature who sees God. But Aquinas definitely thinks he's the one who sees most keenly of all, and hence he sees an awful lot more in God. He sees more in the beatific vision than any other created mind can do. If you imagine that the more knowledge we have of some basic principles, then the more knowledge we'll have of what's contained in those principles. Aquinas thinks it's something like that for the knowledge of the things that we have in God. The more keenly, the more intensely we know God, the more that we will know in God, the more we'll know about his creation. Aquinas doesn't think that Christ could have in his beatific vision a knowledge of all the infinity of worlds God could create. No, he'd have to have a kind of a full comprehension of the divine essence. He would have to know the divine essence as well as it can be known in order to know in that vision all the different infinity of worlds that God could create. But of course we've already seen that Christ's act of beatific vision is finite. It doesn't comprehend the divine essence. Certainly it knows the divine essence, but it doesn't comprehend it in knowing it as fully as it can be known. Only God can do that with his infinite act of knowledge. So Aquinas surmises that what Christ certainly has is knowledge of the world God has created. In the beatific vision, he sees all that has been done, all that is being done, all that will be done in the future. So there is a sense in which there's some limitation on the knowledge Christ has in his beatific vision, because his human mind is finite, his act of knowledge is finite. But he has a greater knowledge in the beatific vision than all those others who have the beatific vision. They'll have a share, if you like, in his beatific vision. And it's because he has the greatest beatific vision that he's able to lead other creatures, lead us to the beatific vision as a share in his own wonderful vision of the Father.